So on this next phase, I refer to it as the bank copy phase. We're making our final run through on changes. I'm getting maybe some red lines from the client that, let me see if I have a set open. Yeah, that's just for this house. A set of red line changes that might look like this. He's given me a layout idea for the basement. Um, got some changes, some door swings, and they were fooling around with this, what they wanted on the steps a couple times here, giving me some additional details for what they're looking for the deck out the back, and just a couple other minor things here and there that got changed. So that's what this next phase is, to make these last final revisions. And then to add the last layer of well, not the last layer of details, but an additional layer that will be required for the bidding process for the builder, and then also for the bank to be able to give to do their part for the financing. And so I'm just going to go layer by layer, or not layer by layer, but sheet by sheet. So on the first sheet, we're just adding some notes to the front elevation. Oh, I guess I want to show you. I have a untitled. This is just a template file, so I'm going to go to the front elevation of a template file, and I just want to show you that in the annotations layer, I already have all of these kinds of notes that you'll probably need for the front elevation. Same goes with the elevations layer for the other ones in the roof. The roof has some roof pitches there. The viewport for the other elevations I have in this left elevation, then I end up, whichever ones I throw away, whichever ones I keep, I end up just copy and pasting those ones into the other elevations. For the floor plans, like for instance for the foundation plan, I have all of these beams and beam numbers and furnace and different notes, boilerplate notes that I use all the time on the foundation. And obviously same as the basement and first floor and second floor. I got all of these things, room names, etc. Have all of those things already preloaded. So coming back to this, you've just grabbed any of the notes from the annotations layer that were off to the side and drug them into place. You may be adding some additional brick detail for brick surrounds, just so that we're clear on what we're doing. On the foundation plan, we've added in some of those notes. What I will do is supply a bank copy sample to you, so you can see which notes to apply and which ones you still want to hold off on, because I don't want to put every last note and dimension on these plans, just in case they have some more revisions after they've gone through the bank and bidding process. So but I'll give you a sample for that, for what to put on it. But just real quick, that's the foundation. This is the first floor. Really not too much different than the previous version, actually. Same with the second. I've added this dotted line to represent the roof above, and the dashed line to represent the floor below, or the porch below, and this portion of the garage below. Elevations now have the foundation under it and some of those additional notes that I had pointed out. And then I also picked from the typical wall section. I want to show you that real quickly as well. The typical wall section, this is in a template file here that I'm going to show you. I have a bunch of different, I have a viewport with a bunch of different boilerplate sections on it, and depending on if the house is in stone and stucco, or stone and eaves and siding, or brick, these are just ones that I've done over time, and they're probably 95% accurate, and I'll place them on the drawing once we get to this phase. But you won't have to redraw them because they're already there. And then lastly, these worksheets. So the worksheets, hopefully you're familiar with how to use those. Most of them calculate automatically, except for, say, the doors and windows. I guess I should say not most of them. The doors and windows, they are calculated by simply going to a working layer, clicking on a door. This is the entry foyer closet. Going to settings, going to data, and then under notes, I put in foyer closet in this field value. All right, let's just do one more. This should be the powder room, first floor, powder. Okay, this should be mudroom closet or something like that. Mudroom. All right, so I enter all of those data fields for windows and doors. And then I simply have to go to these. I can right click, I can hit recalculate, and then it will fill in all of these room values that were previously not filled in. For the space schedules, those are a little bit different. I would go to the, say, the working one. I would grab my space tool. Where did I put that? There it is. Grab my space tool. I would have the space spec class already preset, and then I just want to trace around the interior of outside walls, so like this, across here to there, and then whenever I get to an inside wall or partition, I'm going to go to the outside of framing. So I'm going to go like that. I'm going to go like that. These don't have to be insanely accurate, but pretty accurate. All right, and then all I have to do is fill in the space name. This is the study, I believe, and then move on to the next one. And I just do those for the entire for the entire house. And I believe I already have those. I have those up here. If I move something off to the side of a drawing, I move them 111 feet, either to the right or up or both, just because it's easy to enter in with the move command. So these are the, I'm sorry, that was the living room. The stairs, a great room. I have everything done, and then those all show up on those. Oops. Those all show up on the space schedules. So we have a square footage for, again, for takeoff reasons. So this is enough. This constitutes the bank copy, and like I said, I will provide a sample file for you so you can really look at it and dig into it and tear it apart and do whatever you need to see what exactly goes into the bank copy, and if there's any discrepancy on what you thought you may have what I may have shown you or whatever. Here's a concrete schedule. Again, this is if you're putting things in the correct classes, they're going to show up in the correct with the correct amounts here for concrete yardage. And that's it.